Let's take a look at problem B. We want to use the same tactic. We got multiple fractions on the top and multiple fractions on the bottom. I would like to have just one fraction on the top and one fraction on the bottom. So in order to do that, though, I need to get a common denominator. In this case, we have denominators of x and y. So the common denominator I'm going to need is an xy on the top and, let's see, an xy on the bottom. Well, let's go with the top first. Well, on the top, we've got the 4 over x. We need an xy, so we're going to multiply the bottom and the top by a y. That will give us a 4y on top of the first fraction. The second piece, again, we need an xy. We've already got the y here, so we need to multiply both the top and the bottom by an x, which will give us a 4x. Let's see. Continuing right along, let's see what happens. Well, we need to do the same thing on the bottom. So, looking at the first fraction on the bottom, we have an x. We need an xy, so we'll multiply the top and the bottom by a y. That gives us a 4y on top. And on the second fraction, again, we need an xy. We have a y, so we need to multiply the top and the bottom by an x, which gives us a 4x on top. So now on top, we do have a common denominator. So we can go ahead and put our fractions together. So what this will give me is a 4y minus 4x all over xy on top, divided by, well, let's see what's going on the bottom. On the bottom, let's see, we've got 4y plus 4x over xy. And again, I can put these together because they have a common denominator, but I can't add or subtract because they're not like terms. But just like the last one, now I have division of just one big fraction on top and one big fraction on the bottom. So what can I do? I can do keep, change, flip. So let's keep that first fraction as 4y minus 4x over xy. We'll change that division to multiplication, and we'll flip that second fraction upside down that we're dividing by, and that will become an xy over 4y plus 4x. Now that we're multiplying, remember we want to reduce first, which means factor if you can. The top of the first fraction does factor. You can factor out a 4, which will leave you with y minus x. The bottom of the second fraction factors the same way. You can pull out a 4, which will leave you with y plus x. Now the question is, what can you cancel between the top and the bottom? Well, right off the bat, I can cancel out the x with the solo x. And I can also cancel out, let's see, a y that's by itself and another y that's by itself. Let's see what else. I also have a factor of 4 on the top and a factor of 4 on the bottom. So what's left over when we're all said and done? We've got a y minus x on top and a y plus x on the bottom. Notice they are not identical and thus cannot be canceled out. So this is your final answer and you are completely done.